We are live. Hey, friends, it's Crander Q, aka my real name. You're not here yet joining us, but I'm doing an intro anyways. People should pop in a few seconds, guys, and we will get this started and we will have some fun. Jared, what's new with you?
Not too much at all. Just an interesting little weekend, I would say.
Interesting weekend. Okay. How about you, Bob?
Not too much. Pretty good weekend, like some Jared said. We had a great show, and looking forward to wrestling season. We talked a little bit before the podcast about, we got all the indie shows going on. We got Royal Rumble just finished up, WrestleMania. I mean, just a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah. And I know Jared's probably rooting for The Rock because he's got bad taste. So
No, absolutely zero interest in The Rock right now. None.
I was never a fan of him during his heyday, anyways. So it's kind of fun to see him get back and everybody in a tizzy here. But in a few moments, folks that are watching, the two of you, hopefully one of you is not a robot. We will be asking Bob and Kevin Hawk, aka Jared, some weird random questions that I came up with today on the fly. It's going to be interesting, that's to say the least. But probably when we get to about the 2-minute mark, we'll jump into those questions. Let's see if we get some more people popped in. I know that Kevin Hawk doesn't bring the viewers, but at least Bob does. So,
Well, I mean, I have a question off the get-go here.
Go ahead.
Hey, Bobby, how much Kleenex are you bringing with you to the next show when you're done getting beat and you start crying out those tears after the show is all said and done?
What was that? You cut out a little bit there. I'm sorry.
Said, how much Kleenex are you bringing to wipe up all those tears after I beat your ass at the show?
I think I'll be fine. I don't think I'll need many because, we might need like an ambulance to back up for you when you try to do some of those moves. But I think otherwise we'll be okay.
I'm coming off the top rope, Bobby. I'm coming off the top rope.
Oh, I hope I'm there to watch you do a frog splash.
Frog splash. It's
You remember that time that the one wrestler went through the ring? That's what I'm envisioning. Right through it. That's not a fat joke. I just see it coming down hard.
Rude.
Alrighty. All right, folks, we have 4 people here. We have doubled our attendance, and it is great to see all of you. Make sure to comment. We will get through those as fast as we can or as leisure as we get through. But we're going to start with the first question, boys. All right, Jared, you're going to start us off with, which wrestler would you trust the most? As you can see, Nikki Cross giving us those scary eyes. Who would you trust the most?
I think if I'm gonna pick, probably AJ Styles. I'd say AJ seems pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
Pretty safe worker, I would say, and in terms of just being a man of his word and getting things accomplished when he says he's going to accomplish it, he's never really let people down. So that's kind of, I think that's where I'd go, AJ Styles.
How about you, Bob? Who would you trust the most there, Bob?
I think I'd go the same route. I would go probably Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan. Seems like he's been doing it for a while. Seems like he can make you look pretty good. I would say I would trust him to pretty much do anything.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Dolph Ziggler. I feel like he is the guy that would take care of me the best.
That's a good one.
He's pretty funny, so I would enjoy hanging out with him as well. I would also, trust Red Lightning because he is such a great dude. He's a superstar. He's got that cherry Corvette. We could just travel around town and pick up some burgers and shakes.
How do I leave the show?
I can just mute you. You can just hang out. Alrighty. Which wrestler has the best style? Look at that, Razor Ramon. If that's not your answer, you're all wrong. Jared, you lead us out here, buddy.
Oh, you want me to start? Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go two-parter here. Like, if we're gonna go, what would be my early days of wrestling? It'd be Ric Flair. Obviously, I think
Ric
if you don't
Flair,
pick Ric
okay.
Flair, you're choosing wrong. But I think nowadays the guy that I see that just always tends to look good when he's not in his wrestling attire, probably Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah.
Always dressed
Oh,
in the
I thought
nines.
you were
It
gonna say
seems
me
like
for a second.
these days. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That black shirt was a thing. It just wasn't the thing.
I have to go somebody a little bit newer. I like Grayson Waller. His style
Okay.
is pretty great. I really like the shirts that he wears. I think he's just a great up and coming talent. I love anytime he talks on the mic. Yeah, I just think he is. He's got the crazy shirts. He's got the nice, nice dress. I really big fan of his.
So the question we had before, who would you trust the most? Original wrestling themes did say Shelton Benjamin. I hope we're on the correct topic there. And as you saw that, wrestling from the 313 put Montez Ford with his style. I got to go Macho Man. He's always had some cool attire.
Ooh,
I got to go Ric Flair. This question came to mind because of a friend of mine. I got lots of friends, as you know. Thomas, the Drip God, aka Hambone, who does a podcast on wrestling style. Yeah, I would definitely say those guys. Triple H in a suit. He's pretty intimidating as well. Getting to the next question here. Who has the best hair in wrestling? A great, picture there of Stone Cold Steve Austin and his beautiful hairdo. I think I'm funny, folks. If you don't think I'm funny, you can just tell me I'm not funny in the comments. Go ahead there.
Back in his WCW days, Johnny B. Bad had some pretty solid hair, that luscious locks that he had going on there. And I think I would also say, once upon a time, Ric Flair had quite the impressive little head of hair on him too. Johnny B. Bad, I think, had a pretty good head of hair. I mean, Bobby Storm has a lack of hair, so we can't really. He's probably at like the bottom of the list.
I feel like that's incorrect.
You hit what I was going to say. Ric Flair, especially the since we're going to go like other level of Ric Flair, I would say that when he had like the mom haircut, like the bowl haircut, with some pretty great hair. Macho Man, I always thought had great hair. Like he had under the hat, and then you pull it off, and he just had like this straw, like stick hair going on. And then Hogan,
so frizzy,
I always was
though.
a big fan of.
It was so frizzy.
Hogan's hair was always great, just because like it was frizzy. It was frizzy.
Macho Man looked like he stuck a fork in a light socket every time his bandana.
Oh wow! I'm surprised Ric Flair has any hair left after those dye jobs. My goodness. And Hogan's wearing a freaking what do you call it? It's not a wig. It's got to be extensions under that bandana, bro. Just let it go. I mean, you got to keep up with the image. But high five to you for wearing extensions. Speaking of good hair, Ruby Riott there. Oh, a fully bald Hogan? I don't want to see it. He can keep the bandana on. But the next question is, who's your pick to help you on a game show? Now, this can be any game show that you like here, Jared. One that I would pick would be The Amazing Race because, that's one of my favorite shows. But I would definitely, any game show that you can think of, who would you pick to be your partner there?
I'm going to go with Family Feud, and I am going to go with Matt Cardona in his Zack Ryder persona. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
I mean, he's the internet champ, he's social media champ. I mean, he's pretty well versed in everything pop culture, I would assume. So that's what I'm gonna go with him. Plus, I mean, then you got Chelsea Green can always be in play at that point too. So
I'm gonna have to go Cody Rhodes with The Price is Right, because I mean, he already with the suits, he already kind of looks like the game show host. So like, I think it's pretty spot on with his style.
Okay.
I see.
I
see that.
Yeah.
I see that you've been paying somebody to be your friend again. This Mayhem Media choosing you.
Yeah, that's why I ain't got no money for merch.
Oh my God!
I'm too busy spending money on my friends and can't buy their stuff. I would totally take Xavier Woods, man. I hear he's got the smarts. Or I would take Nikki Cross. Now that she's getting that bachelor's degree. But I would totally go on the Amazing Race with the Miz. We would be the most arrogant tag team. Oh, excuse me, I'm living my fantasy. The most arrogant team on that race, and we would just, try to get everybody out because we're awesome. That's right. I said it.
I mean, I think my wife would probably choose the Miz. She watched the Real World Road Rules Challenge all the time, so that's probably.
Oh yeah, I used to love that show.
She'd partner up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. To think how he came from that to where he is now, it's just amazing, the drive and the talent that he has just to be relevant. He's basically on TV almost every night, so props to the Miz. Yeah, I always liked Coral in that show. That's why I always watched Real World back in the day. Next question here, we got, who would you hang out with for 24 hours? Now, let's keep in mind, folks, some of these questions, if they do involve female wrestlers, let's try to be respectful. They are not items. They are people, too. So just a heads up if anybody has that stuff to say. But, Jared, who would you hang out with for 24 hours if Brad was unavailable carrying that future championship belt around?
I mean, first of all, there's zero chance that I'm going to spend 1 hour with Rad, let alone 24. Man, as far as just people that I really just, it's not a wrestler, it's a personality. I think I would go with Bruce Pritchard. I feel like he has so many stories that I would just like to be able to hear. That I feel like 24 hours, I still feel like I'd have so much more left in the bottle that I just wish I could have about 48. So I'm going to go Bruce Pritchard.
Okay. A lot of good answers coming through there, too. How about you, Bob?
I would say Shawn Michaels. I think you get a lot of stories, a lot of just wrestling history, just been involved in a lot of great time periods in wrestling. And he just still has a lot of knowledge, as we see with NXT that he's running. I just think that'd be great. Plus, he's my favorite wrestler ever, so it would be fun in that aspect.
Does Rad know?
We'll keep it on the down low.
All right, I won't show him this video or take shit.
Hang on. I gotta text him.
No, just record it, Jared. Just record it and be like, "Hey, can you say that again?"
I'll just text him real quick, and then I'll FaceTime him after and say, "Hey, your boy isn't even your number one fan."
I would like to hang out with Mick Foley for a day. I'm sure I would have to pay for everything because he's super cheap. I would just like to, that would be an interesting car ride, like how we would get around. I'm sure he's got people in, like Owen Hart in towns that pick him up. That would be a fun ride for more than one reasons if you're into RVD as much as
RVD would
Matt
be
Riddle.
wild 24 hours.
Yeah. And shout out to his wife, Katie. I think they're married now. She would be a treat because she's got a wild personality. I got to meet her down in Chicago, and she was pretty funny to watch.
She's built like an ox. She scares me. I'd get beat up, so I don't want to hang out with her. She'd throw me around like I was a toy.
When we were,
ma'am, I am a grown adult. Put me down.
I don't even know what to say to that. Stone Cold would be a fun one. He's a cat guy. I'm a cat guy now. Jared, you threw me for a loop on that Katie Forbes thing. Yeah, she She was at the Chicago Comic-Con, and a lot of people weren't asking her questions. So I was like, well, I'm going to ask her a question because she's affiliated with Luke Hawk, one of my favorite indie guys / stunt actors. And she was talking about how she got to wrestle in front of 50,000 people in India. So that was pretty cool.
What'd you say his last name was?
Hawk. He's a real hawk. You're like a chicken hawk.
Yeah, I'm the most famous hawk that you know. Don't worry about it.
I might have to steal that one. That was pretty good. Chicken hawk. I like it.
Well, yeah, you're not creative enough to come up with your own stuff, so you got to steal other people's stuff.
That's all right. He can steal it.
Excuse me, sir.
All right, Jared. Would you rather wear a mask or use face paint if you were a wrestler? I would totally pay for a mask or a paper bag for you if that's something that you need in the future. But if you were a pro wrestler and had to choose between one or the other, what would you be choosing?
Face paint, because of the fact that I feel like a mask would be the most uncomfortable hot thing you could ever put on your face to try to maneuver around in. There is somebody who is currently right above me that can tell you what it's like to try to work with a mask on. So,
yeah, I would have to second that. Masks are not great. I only was in it for about 15 minutes just for that one spot that we did. But yeah, they're warm. I mean, like I said, props to anybody who can do that, in the mask. But I would have to go face paint as well. Plus, I'm a big Ultimate Warrior fan, so Ultimate Warrior Sting, give me that kind of face paint all day.
Oh my God. Ultimate Warrior, that gives me an idea. We're going to talk later.
Face paint. Yeah, I would definitely probably go face paint. Those were always some of the wrestlers that I look forward to seeing as a kid. Gold Dust, Papa Shango, even though he was a little scary. I wasn't an Ultimate Warrior fan, but I always liked the paint and the bicycle straps on his arms. Those were always fun.
How about Jeff Hardy? What Jeff Hardy does with his face? It's a canvas every night.
Right? Sting's had some great ones there, JD. I don't see a lot of it anymore. It seems like it's something that's kind of going away. I'd like to see more of it because that's just me and the nostalgia, but I definitely like face paint.
I wonder if people are afraid to paint their face nowadays because they're afraid of being accused of stealing a gimmick. I'm starting to wonder if you've seen enough people with face paint that's where people are at with it now, which is unfortunate because I think face paint can be really creative if done the right way.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's people coming through the indies, being inspired by Bray Wyatt, the Fiend.
John Timothy just pointed out Freak Show Cho. He's got Freak Show. John Timothy there commented and said Cho. Freak Show is.
Oh, okay.
He paints his face nowadays. It's pretty.
Yeah, I bounced back to the picture of it. Yeah, as well as Skits, or how do you say it? I always mess that up. He was there at Showtime for a while. Okay, yeah,
you said it right.
Mm-hmm. I always liked his little paint up. His character is amazing. I still wish he would respond to my messages there about coming on because I see he's in Tennessee. Yeah,
getting him to respond right now. He is a very busy dude.
Yeah, that's good though. I'd rather him be busy and ignore me than be bored and have to come on this silly podcast. I mean, I'm scrapping the bottom of the barrel getting Kevin Hawk on here, so.
Jesus.
That's true.
It's
true.
The more you talk about me, the more I know that you're just a fan. If you weren't a fan, you wouldn't mention me in every other comment. So it's fine. I can. You know what? I will now acknowledge you as my number one fan, Crandor Q.
Oh, great! Now I have responsibilities. This podcast sucks. If you're watching, this podcast sucks. All righty, the next one here. Who would you trust to babysit? Okay, that's a weird one I came up with tonight. All righty, who would you trust to babysit?
Oh my god!
This is about the face paint, not the babysit.
Bob, do you got one off the top of your head?
I do. I would say Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I've seen them with their kid. They seem like they have a lot of fun. I think they'd have a good time. I think my kids would enjoy that. So I would trust those two.
Yeah, I could see that.
Can I say who I wouldn't trust? Because that would be Matt Hardy and Rebby Hardy. Because my lord, if you've watched anything going on there, Gene Snitsky is what somebody just commented.
Oh. Okay, that's hilarious. If you know, you know. I'm not going to say what he does. If you know, you know. We're all wrestling fans here. Someone said Bianca Belair.
I would probably go Ivory. I bet you Ivory would be a really good babysitter.
Okay. Gene Snitsky. We got to put that back up again.
You need to
That's the comment of the night right there.
Oh, block that guy. Block him.
That's funny. Excuse me. Couldn't resist. Yeah, that was hilarious. I am glad you're tuning in. I know you're busy tonight. Doink. Okay, we're getting some good ones now. Yeah, for me, I'd say R-Truth. I believe he's got a couple kids. He would be a fun one. He'd have so much energy to run around with them. Same with the Miz. I know he's a dad to a couple girls there as well. Yeah, Snitsky. I can't get over that. These questions are ridiculous, folks. I know it's just something to generate conversation and have some fun here. This next one, this one made me laugh, and this is what made me think of the theme to come up with tonight. So bear with me here. What's The Rock's favorite smell? Like I said, this was the question that made me think to ask dumb questions like this and incorporate wrestling. But what do you think The Rock's favorite smell is?
I mean, to keep it PG.
Don't say it.
We'll say money is The Rock's favorite smell.
Okay.
It seems like he's all about the Benjamins.
Here it comes.
What you're thinking, Jared.
Here it comes. There it is. Everybody's saying it. And Lillian likes strudel.
Yeah. Block. These are all canceled. All yours. All of you go and read your Bibles. Every one of you, go read your Bibles.
You're so good at these bad questions. Well, thank you. I thought of them all by myself, and I didn't ask any of the kids that I have to chaperone at work. So, alrighty here. Got to clear out some messages. Everybody's responding.
Maybe The Rock is just a fan of his own brand, so to speak. They say everybody likes the smell of their own brand. Maybe that's constantly what The Rock is smelling. He does eat a lot of protein.
Jeez, that dude eats more than me. I wish I could have that body.
I heard somebody recently on a podcast say he sets alarms to wake up to eat meals in the middle of the night. Could you imagine living that life?
I'm fat. I would love that. Oh, time to get up and eat like 30 chicken wings.
No. I said like healthy meals, not.
I mean, I like healthy foods, but in a large quantity. I like broccoli.
I feel like you're one that stands in front of the refrigerator and just, what am I gonna munch on now?
So here's a fun fact I got to throw out to the internet is I'm the weird guy that'll get up in the middle of the night and get a drink of milk. I won't go for water. I'll go get like a drink of milk. And Brian, who, Jared, thought that was like the weirdest thing. I'm like, I'm sorry. I like milk. Yeah. I like chocolate milk. I could drink a whole gallon of chocolate milk.
You're a monster.
Bad. I know. The food in the refrigerator has nightmares when I open the door. Like, oh, great. The fat one's here.
No. Jeez. Ice cold water in the middle of the night, money every time.
Nah, that'll make you pee faster. Alrighty here. See, everyone loves chocolate milk. If you like strawberry milk, you're disgusting. I don't know strawberry milk.
Stop drinking milk, Anthony.
See, Jason Rage pointed out he's a big fan of root beer milk, which apparently you can find at Quick Trip. I didn't know that was a thing. But
it's seasonal. I did see it, and I took a hard pass.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to ruin root beer, because that's my go-to when I was drinking soda. Milk is gross. Mike, why are we friends? Just kidding. Yeah, I had root beer at our ceremony. That's what we did. This is kind of like the candle thing at our wedding for my grandma and stuff. And I was just obsessed with root beer after that for like months. All righty, next question.
I bet you that root beer milk. Now that I think about it, I bet you it tastes like a melted root beer float. I bet you that's what it tastes like.
Yeah, I can see that. I swear there was root beer Kool-Aid growing up, but people think I'm crazy. So.
Oh,
All
look
right.
at that! Look at that serial killer commenting with ice cold burners in the middle of the night. Gosh, she's definitely from the 313 as well.
Who would you cast as a lead in a movie? Yeah, there's a lot of great answers here. I will jump back to that comment that Jared just read. But once again, who would you cast as the lead in a movie?
So let's go. Let's not pick people who have actually been cast as leads in movies because that's just
Okay, fair.
I
I don't know what detest means. Does that mean that he doesn't like it? Somebody help me with the big word. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Can't stand. Loathes.
Go public schools.
Lead in a movie. Somebody who hasn't been. I think R-Truth could lead be a solid lead in a movie. I think he seems like he's well rounded. I mean, dude goes on screen weekly at times, or used to at times, and would have full conversations with multiple people who weren't even next to him. So
right.
I think R-Truth would be good. Reverend Ricky.
I mean, other than the obvious,
Doran?
I'm guessing so.
Look at all these guys.
Other than the obvious Rad Lightning, I'm gonna have to go with Seth Rollins. I think could pull a movie. I know he was supposed to be in that Marvel movie, but it got pulled. But I think he could star in a movie.
Okay. I would always, I know John Cena's already done it. I love the stuff where he's just not the PG, Mr. Clean Cut. But we said we're not going to pick people that have already been in movies. I think the Boogeyman, you could do a movie with that. Only reason I say that because he's on the next thing, I think, for question wise. But Boogeyman. Big Show, I think, could do something. Or he already had that leading role where he was the goofy guy, but, it'd be kind of cool to see him as an enforcer of some sort in like some superhero movie. He could be Thanos. I'm just making bad decisions here.
Yeah, it's not going great.
No, but I agree. Seth Rollins. I'm all over the place today. I'm like hyper. I think. What's that?
Look at Logie Cartman coming into the chat. Look at him go.
Sounded like a banjo going off with your mic there. All right, here's the next one. This one's a long one, but it will be a fun one. All right, you got to pick your dodgeball team here. Now, we're going to do it draft style. Jared, I know you're familiar with drafts. We're going to do 3 girls, 3 guys. You can take them in any order you want, but you have to have a total of 6 people on your team, 3 girls, 3 guys. Jared, who is your number 1 overall pick for your dodgeball team? I'll go third because I'm the host.
Oh my God. I wasn't ready for this. I'm gonna go AJ Styles as number 1. He's athletic.
Okay.
I think that he could probably still throw a ball. Because I feel like if I were to pick some of these other muscle heads, they probably can't throw a ball, and it would be hideous.
Okay. I'm gonna love my first round pick. It's gonna come so out of left field. No one's gonna see it coming.
I'm gonna go Bianca Belair for my first pick.
Ooh. That is
I think she would take my head off. She would take my head off with a dodgeball. So.
Okay, I'm going Hornswoggle. I got to make sure he's low to the ground. It's going to be a hard target to hit. I'm going Hornswoggle, first overall pick for Crander Q's team. Jared, number 2.
I'm gonna go Jordan Grace.
Okay.
Ooh, got a rival.
That ball would be coming like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan Grace.
I'm gonna go Braun Strowman for my first male pick.
It's not softball, bro. He's got to catch the ball. I only see him hit the ball. I've never seen him catch it. I don't think he would be a fast runner. I'm sorry. They play that up too much when he does that thing around the ring. Yeah, I think that's a bad pick. That's my opinion. All right, I'm gonna go with. Let's see. I'm gonna pick a female here. I'm gonna go with Britt Baker. She's gonna be worried about her smile, and I think she's gonna, pretty good on defense. She's gonna catch everything, and she's gonna make sure she takes out those teeth, so she's got work in the future. That's right. Hornswoggle and Britt Baker, 1-2. I think mine's pretty solid so far. You're up, Jared.
I'm gonna go with Adam Cole.
Ooh.
Just because I'm sure
okay.
anytime he's annoyed with his wife, he can take it out with her on the dodgeball court now at this point.
Yep, that was a bad pick. I was gonna pick him, so then I could have the dynamic duo. Just kidding. I didn't even think of him.
Oh, hey, look who just popped into the chat. The guy that used to think that he could be on this show.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll blow.
Yeah.
For my second,
maybe we should have got him in for you.
I'm gonna go Alexa Bliss. I know she's not. She's out right now with the baby, but she's small, so I feel like she'd be good at dodging the ball.
And she brings out that crazy persona pretty well, so exactly. I wouldn't want to cross her for sure. Let's see. For number 3 for me, she already took Bianca. That's a power one. I'm going to take Awesome Kong. That's right. Pure muscle. That's right. I can't have Bianca. I'm going Awesome Kong.
Aaron sacrifice.
Come on, Jared.
So I'm going to go. No, I'm not going to. Hey, I'm not taking him. I'm going to go with. Let's see. What do I have? 2 guys and a girl already, so I'm going to go with the girl. I'll go OBD.
Ooh.
She's good. She can probably throw a ball pretty well too.
She's feisty. Mm-hmm.
Plus I've seen her at Country Fest, and she's also another one where I would be terrified if she was going to throw a ball at me at all.
See, 313 agrees with me. Folks, I'll put your answers up. I just don't want them to. Well, I guess you guys can see them too. I guess so. I guess we'll just put them up.
I got to make up for earlier, so I'm gonna say Rad Lightning. I'm gonna pick him for my second pick for the guys here. That way he won't be mad at me for saying he's not my favorite wrestler.
That was definitely going to be my last pick because everybody would just be blown away by seeing a superstar so handsome,
exactly,
so good looking.
He can just pose the whole time.
Yeah,
he'd be good to go.
Future so bright, we need our shades on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you took Alexa Bliss. You went with the 5 Foot of Fury, but I'm going to match you with Victoria. Imagine that matchup in today's wrestling. If Victoria was able to, I mean, she can still go, but get Victoria in her prime versus Alexa Bliss. Imagine that. Oh man, that would be a great match. But I'm going to take Victoria for my final female on my team. Jared, Jace is asking what this is for, so we'll let him know here before we get your next pick here. It is, Jace. Pick your dodgeball team. You have to pick 3 girls and 3 guys there. Okay, Jared, next pick.
Last guy or girl, huh? I'm going to go back to that girls. I'm going to go with Zelina Vega because you guys both have small people. I'm going to pick somebody small too. And she's dodgy. So.
Good pick.
Mm-hmm. Very good pick.
I'm going to go with my last female pick. I'm going to go the superior athlete, Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
She'd be just good overall.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I didn't think that would be a pick, but I feel like she would get out right away. I don't know. I just feel like she'd get so frustrated with everything going on that she would just be like, I'm done, and walk off. Let's see. I got 2 guy picks. Who am I going to pick? I got to pick my boy Otis. I think he would be a great pick. He would be distracting you by doing the worm, or as he likes to call it, the caterpillar. And I'm wearing my Otis shirt. Shoosh! So I got to take Otis. I got to get a little comedy on my team.
We
Pump
need
up
to get
the
Otis on the
boys.
show here.
That would be great. I don't think he likes me because I crashed his mom's birthday. You can see that on episode 3. And shout out to him and his family. I know his mom just passed away, so condolences to him as well. On a more serious note, Jared, last and final pick. Who do you got?
So are these wrestlers or wrestling personalities or people?
Anybody you want to throw in there, sir.
All right. Well, my last pick is one that I'm going to pick somebody that I think that I just think that everybody genuinely would have a great time and just feel really great throwing a dodgeball at them. And it's somebody who's probably relatively new to the wrestling community, and I'm going to go with Crandor Q as my last pick because I want to see him get hit with
Dude, I suck at dodgeball. Stupid
That's why.
pick.
It doesn't matter. I just want everybody to throw a dodgeball at you so I can sit on the sidelines and go.
Well, my team's not going to throw it at me, so you're already missing 6 people. Your logic is flawed.
You think they won't until they turn and they do.
I'm their team captain. They're going to listen to me.
I don't know. Have you heard your voice?
It's pretty annoying. That's why I have a face for radio. I don't like your tone.
So I'm going to go with my last guy pick. I'm going to go small again, and I'm going to go Rey Mysterio.
Ooh, that is a good pick. I should have picked that guy. Last pick. I'm going Pat McAfee.
Yep.
Pat McAfee. That's right. Superior athlete, NFL football player.
He has to throw it, right? He can't kick it.
That's true, but still take a Pat McAfee.
I mean, I think you can kick in dodgeball. I don't know if it's against the rules to kick the ball at someone.
I don't want him to kick a ball at me.
Well, no one picked you, so you're okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're the last one on the bench, bro.
I don't want to be in this game. Have you guys heard some of the names that we've thrown out here? It sounds terrible.
Jace says, doesn't matter if you're fat, catch the ball. Jace, we played baseball together. Did you ever see me make a catch? I think I was too intimidated back then. I was shy. Yeah, that's the reason I sucked as an athlete.
How about let's pick a wrestler who would be least likely to put on a dodgeball team.
Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he would tell everybody he won the game. He'd be like, we won 40-0. There's no scoring in dodgeball, Hulk. Yeah, I gotta confirm Hulk Hogan. That's a good pick. Nature Boy Ric Flair, because when he runs, dust comes out of his shoes. All right, moving on. All right, who would you stand in line for 5 hours to meet?
Man,
they can be alive or past. We'll throw this out. Who would you want to meet? Who would you stand in line? You are the catch animal. Love you. Okay, now you're just blowing smoke where you shouldn't be blowing smoke, Jace.
Jesus. I'm gonna throw up. What happens if you puke on live? Is that bad for you?
I don't think we get banned if you puke on live. I think it's just if you show your feet or get naked.
Somebody that I would stand in line 5 hours for. Man, I really wish, because I miss him so much because of how much of a fan I was of his and just everything he did. I was so entranced by. I would stand in line for 55 hours if it meant I got to meet Bray Wyatt. That would be That'd be my pick. What a cool person in wrestling. just
good
knowing
answer.
that we barely got a taste of it, and that's just.
Yeah, good choice. I would have to say Shawn Michaels. There are 2 wrestlers that I really, really want to meet in my life, and I got to meet one a couple weeks ago. Waited in a ridiculous line for, but I would wait even longer for Shawn Michaels.
Okay. Yeah, I would pick Eddie Guerrero or Dusty for people that have passed. Um, Nowadays, I would probably my top bucket list guy right now is Big Show, just because I loved him as the
Oh,
Giant as a kid. So I mean that's not 5 hours ain't too bad. But
I actually got a shirt from his bus. They parked at the
Lo-
Walmart.
oh, nice. Trying to think. I
Logan
think
Logan
Brock.
Cartman coming in with the Butchie Davis. Yeah,
The who? Oh,
yeah.
Butchie
I'd
Davis.
like to go back and spend time with Butchie. With Butchie. Yeah,
Yeah,
Butchie's
I never got to meet Butchie, but he's cousins with my buddy Bob. R.I.P. Butchie. Would have been cool to kind of hear some of his stories. Scott says Shawn Michaels as well. 5 hours, yeah. Eddie Guerrero and Dusty, the only two that really pop into mind. I know I've drove 6 hours to go meet Dustin Rhodes for the second time. But yeah, I think those two. I mean, before the whole Brock Lesnar BS, I would have probably stood in line for that because that would have been a hard one to get. But I'm gonna go. Man, it's such a hard decision because
You
there's so
know,
many I want to meet.
I
I
would stand in line. I would stand in line for 5 hours if I got to walk up to a table and smash a pie in Bobby Storm's face. So I would wait in line for 5 hours for that.
I mean, that would mean I have 5 hours worth of fans, so I'd be okay with it.
There you go. There you go. He can buy the only VIP ticket and just stand outside in the cold. I'm going to go Daniel
That's
Bryan
true.
with current wrestler for mine. Daniel Bryan. Um, Huge fan of Daniel Bryan there. All right, next question here for us here is what pro wrestler would you switch places with for a day? Okay, folks, again, if you say females, we're not going to show the comments because that's just inappropriate because that's where your mind wanders. But I just want you to keep that in mind. Which pro wrestler would you switch places with for a day? Go ahead, Jared.
Boy.
Man, you know, I bet you'd be pretty fun to spend a day being just
You
just
took mine.
to see what he goes through in a day.
You want to say that one more time? You kind of glitched out on my end.
Yeah, I said I think that I would like to spend a day being Roman Reigns.
Okay. Then Bob said you stole his answer. Anybody else that you can think of, Bob?
I'm gonna have to go. Well, we'll go other side of the coin here. Then I'll go Cody Rhodes. Just coming
Okay.
off the Royal Rumble win, he's got that awesome pop with his music where he does the whoa, and everybody gets to play along. I think that'd just be great. Just to spend a day and just see how awesome it is to have a stadium full of people cheering for you.
Jeez, you guys are picking people that actually go to work and put in all this extra time, man. I want somebody lazy. I just want to go to wrestling. I'm going to pick Paul Heyman. I'd like to see what he does on the business side of things, as well as the wrestling day to day. So that'd be kind of fun just to be Paul Heyman for a day and then just lie to everybody and then not pay them because, that seems like what you do. Just kidding. That's Tommy Dreamer's accounts. I'm just being funny. But again, I would like somebody that's kind of lazy because I wouldn't want all that extra work. I just want to sit backstage and eat catering and enjoy what's going on. Jared, you're starting to glitch there a little bit.
I'm gonna
go ahead.
I'm gonna pay a little compliment.
He's got dial up, folks. We're still waiting for that connection. He's living in 1999.
I think he was going to pay me a compliment and say how nice I looked. I think that's what he
Notice
was going
how
to
it
do.
froze when he was trying to give you a
I'm gonna
compliment.
pay a little
It just
compliment
completely cut
to
up. Oh,
the guy that
he's
I'm
back.
working
He's
with.
back.
Yeah.
See, every time he's going to say something nice, it cuts out. He can't do
Yeah.
it.
He doesn't want it on the internet to
Yeah.
live forever.
No, I wish I had.
Yeah, he can hear us, but we can't hear him. Jared, go ahead and try bouncing out once real quick and then try to pop back in so we can talk trash about you and then just jump back in real quick.
I'm going to say that
There we go.
I kind of get to hang out with somebody who's.
Nope, he's gone again.
I kind of. Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Yep. All right, he's going to pop out real quick, folks. Chris said Rowdy Piper. Logan said The Undertaker.
Good choice.
Can I say RoboCop? Okay, oh man, that's hilarious.
With the personality.
Yeah. He was at WCW. All righty, let's see. Hopefully, he can get back in here. So he's like I said, folks. He's got dial-up internet, so he's living in 1999. So hopefully, the modem is connected to the telephone. Somebody's probably tried to call. Yeah, somebody called. Do you remember those days? They were horrible. Horrible. Alrighty. So if anybody's tuning in, let's see. I'm trying to get back to the question. What wrestler would you switch places for the day? Again, keep it PG. If you mention a female, let's see. His internet is on a hamster wheel.
And you're not wrong.
Yeah, that's funny. Poor guy. We're just gonna sit here and trash talk him. Alrighty, keep an eye on him there. But we'll have to just talk about how he challenged you and Rad Lightning to a match. Like, what is he thinking? Does he think he's the next Hulk Hogan or what?
I said, like, you're not even a wrestler. Like, he can't even hope to be in the same vicinity as us as far as competing. I mean, he thinks he's going to be okay. He said something about trying to do a swanton. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But
Amanda coming in with the Bella twins. There we go.
Good choice.
And Corey Wallace popping in. Corey, if you could switch places with any wrestler, who would you switch with? That's the question we're going off. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. I hope I am there for that match, guys. That'll be fun. I'll bring all my Boo Kevin Hawk T-shirts and hats and buttons and stickers and signs. I mean, I'm going all out. Let's see here. We might have lost him. We might have to move on. I don't know. What does Pat McAfee do in this situation? That should be a T-shirt. What would Pat McAfee do?
I like it.
All right, we'll give him a couple more minutes. He hasn't sent a message through Messenger, I don't see. Alrighty. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's all right. We got the real star of the show. Can't complain there. If you're just joining us or still with us, keep sending those answers in, and we will read them. Yes, that is right. The show must go on. Roman, because he is God. There we go. That would be a fun one. I know you guys already said that. Let's see here. All right. Typical Jared has. Oh, he's back, folks. He's back. He is back. Oh, geez. We got a front view. Here we go. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Blink twice if you can hear us.
I can hear you.
All right. And then Bob, you can hear.
It's not going to sound the same. I just switched over my phone. My computer decided it was going to start having issues.
We were making fun of your hamster.
I could hear you. So what I was going to say is you guys were saying Paul Heyman, and I'm going to pay a compliment because I started making this compliment during the show this last weekend. For anybody who doesn't or hasn't been to a Showtime show and has not got to see Bob perform as Bobby Storm, for somebody who hasn't been doing this for very long and has only been doing this for about a year and a half, Bob is getting pretty close to being along the same lines as Paul Heyman because he can talk and he's entertaining and he's really good at drumming up heat. And if you get a chance, if anybody posts video, Bobby picked up the mic this last weekend and said 3 words, and you could not hear a single thing that he was saying because the crowd was so loud in booing him that he actually had to clear his throat and start speaking louder into the mic. So I do kind of know what it's like to get to spend a little time with a Paul Heyman type, because I do spend more than just a day with him from time to time. So
checks in the mail, Bob.
I need to get my Kevin Hawk shirt on here. Apparently, jeez, put me over.
What a true lad. What a true lad. We only got a couple questions left, guys, as well as folks who are watching. We've been steadily at 7, 8, 9 people in here. That's crazy. I feel popular. All right. What pro wrestler could you out-eat? Now, before you guys answer this, I have to give a shout-out to my buddy Matt. I specifically used Daniel Bryan in this graphic because Matt said that he could beat Daniel Bryan in an eating contest, and I asked him, well, what would you guys eat? And Daniel Bryan is a vegan, and Matt said meat, and I thought that was the funniest response ever. This isn't me bashing on anybody who doesn't eat meat, but I thought it was a great response when I asked him that question before, so I got to give out my buddy Matt a shout-out. But who could you eat and out-eat there, Jared, and you get to pick the food that you have to eat?
I think I could probably out-eat Rockstar Spud in just about any meal that we wanted to choose to eat, because I just feel like there's probably not a lot of food that man eats before he goes, I'm good.
Corey Wallace says the Bastion Booger. Hopefully you're not eating boogers.
Bastion Booger. Yes. Boy, that's a tough one. Jeez, I'm gonna go, just because he has like not an ounce of body fat on him, I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre, and I could probably out eat him with like donuts, because he probably would eat that many donuts to keep that body going.
I'm going straight up. I'm taking on Mark Henry, and we're going to the buffet.
Oh,
I want the best of the best, man. Like,
what do you want us to say at your funeral when you die from eating too much?
That Mark Henry carried me out. He's the world's strongest man. He's got to carry my fat ass out. So, because BB is no longer with us. BB as in Bam Bam Bigelow?
Bastion Booger.
Oh, okay. I just don't. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm a little slow here.
Come on, this is fantasy booking.
This is why I'm the host of a podcast, you know? All right, next one we have here is, if you had to be roommates with any wrestler, who are you picking? I mean, I don't know, like, who would be a dirty roommate, but I know I wouldn't probably want to hang out with Otis in this, because I'm sure he'd have, steak all in the fridge, weights everywhere, constantly eating. I'm sure he'd probably leave his stuff all over the floor, too. I mean, not to bash on one of my favorite wrestlers, but I'm definitely picking Otis for this category, because I don't eat a lot of red meat, and I'm sure that's all he's bringing home in the fridge is steaks and tenderloins and pork chops.
You and food.
I'm slightly overweight. I don't drink Diet Coke.
Can we change the name of this to Friends of the Squared Circle auditioning for My 600-Pound Life?
Okay.
I am going to choose for a roommate, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin. We're both into a lot of the same things, hunting and whatnot. So I think that it would just be. Plus, I mean, I can drink beer, I think, with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He probably drinks a lot more than me, but just to get to do a lot of the same hobbies would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm sure you could go out on the old ranch there, and he could run you through that course. That would be entertaining to watch. Talk about blowing up in a few seconds.
Broken Skull Challenge.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch. Yeah, I think one of the guys actually went into pro wrestling or MMA after that, I think. Can't remember. I'll have to look back in the archives, as the folks call it. So
I shamelessly stole this from the banner too, because I saw Britt Baker and I thought of this, but Adam Cole is who I would choose, because he's a big gamer, likes to play his video games. I think he'd be really fun to hang out with and be a roommate with. So
that'd be a good call.
And as you saw there, make sure you follow Mayhem Media Wrestling from the 313 as well as Stanley Hart, Showtime Pro Wrestling. If I'm forgetting you, put them in now. We'll put them up on the screen so we can broadcast your brands. Let's see. Let's just make sure we got through all the questions here. I had like 15 of them. They're pretty good. Let's see. We did. Yeah, I think we did this one. Yep. What wrestler replaces? Yeah, that's a wrap, folks. Any comments or anything you guys want to plug real quick? The floor is yours, Jared. We'll let you lead off. I know you want to plug Showtime, but what else is new for you? What's coming up around the corner?
I'm going to plug Showtime. It's been, what, Bob? How long have we been working towards this coming Saturday? Probably at least a year and a half long feud that we've had going on here.
About a year. I think it was, about a year ago in Augusta is when it kind of started. That was your first appearance.
Yep. So it's been about a year-long feud and a build-up, and, we've teased it. There's been, some chair shots along the way, but everything's going to kind of come to a head here in, 2 short weeks. In Eau Claire at the Legion Hall there, we're going to have Rad and Bobby versus me and Aaron Sacrifice in a tag match. So it's going to be an interesting 2 weeks. We just came off of what I've heard described as a very fun and entertaining series of videos we released over at the Showtime Facebook page. So if you have not seen those, you should go over to the Showtime Facebook page and check those out. Next show is gonna be a good one, and then we're working towards possibly some big news coming later in the year from Showtime. So make sure you stick around on the Showtime Facebook page just in case you don't want to miss that, because it's something that we kind of loosely are talking about. If that comes to fruition, it's going to be a big deal, and I think that people are going to be tripping over themselves to buy tickets for. So just stay tuned. Showtime's got some pretty hot topics and pretty hot events coming up. We've been selling out all our shows, so if you want to attend a Showtime show, you need to get there early and get a seat, because by about 20 after door opening, seats are a very hard thing to come across. So if you plan on attending a Showtime show, you got to get there early. I cannot stress that enough. Do not show up at 7 o'clock and think you're going to get a seat at a Showtime show right now, because it's just not happening. And that's not cocky. It's not arrogant. I want you guys to all have a good time. And if you're showing up at 7 o'clock, you're going to have a great time, but you're going to do it while you stand on your feet. And I apologize for that now, but seats are hard to come by at Showtime right now because we are packing our buildings full. So come on down, check it out, see what we're offering. Those kids out of the academy are putting on some good shows. Our veterans are putting on some good shows. And as much as I hate them, any chance that you get to hear Bobby on the mic and see how he plays off of Rad, you should definitely take that in, because it is worth the price of admission just to watch and to be able to boo those two. So
you guys should add a new stipulation to that match, a hair match. Loser has to shave their head.
No, can't do that, because that's going to interfere with some possible other stuff coming down the road. So
that's why you wear the hat, right? To hide the bald spot?
Nope, not me. Listen, I'm not bald. It's just thinning.
You got to embrace it, man. Just shave it off.
I'm trying to figure out how I can wear a hat in our match in 2 weeks without it looking ridiculous.
Gorilla glue. Gorilla glue.
Just do the bandana. Hogan bandana.
The real Drago is in. We don't want to upset the Drago here. How you doing, sir? We're just finishing up. This is a chance for me to plug the podcast. Sir, if you ever want to come on, send us a message, or we can reach out to you. And if you want to beat up Kevin Hawk, I will help you with those connections as well. Glue or helmet. You could always do the...
He's going to need a helmet when I give him the old 1-2.
Your 1-2 consists of how fast can I get out of the ring in 1 or 2 steps.
You had a chair, man. You had a chair.
You hit the ground and got out of that ring pretty quick.
Jared's going to have summer teeth. Some are going to be over there and some will be over there. All righty, folks. This is Friends of the Squared Circle. Oh, I forgot to give Bob the opportunity. Bob, what do you got to say? I know Jared did the whole
giant
press there.
Bobby Storm fan that he is. He was going to completely usher you out here without letting you talk.
Go ahead.
Jeez, okay. I got a whole bunch of stuff at once. The only thing I'll say that Jared didn't say is if you haven't already, go check out Rad Lightning. He's on Facebook. He is on, I think he's on, what is it, the X now, whatever they call it, whatever the kids call it these days. And also the Showtime TikTok page. If Jared did not plug it already, you should go check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably eat crap for that because the person that runs that TikTok page is right on the other side of that door. So
you're welcome. You're welcome, Ann. Yep, you're welcome.
I'm gonna get a stiff 3-1-3 punch. Arm wrestling match. Logan, did you not watch the video? We did that already. I beat him soundly and tore his tricep, according to him.
Hands on team Bob Storm there.
She's going to start selling the Bobby Storm stickers now.
Zero chance. She's not a storm chaser.
That's great. 2 out of 3. All right, folks. Exactly. This is another episode /live of Friends of the Squared Circle. If you want to come on a future episode of Friends of the Squared Circle, hit us up on Facebook. Send us a message. If you want to show off your collectibles, hit us up on Show Me the Collectibles. It doesn't have to be wrestling related, folks. You can come on and show your Star Wars. Your, I don't know. Do people still collect the Beanie Babies? I don't even know. It's the 90s. It's a great time. But it's your boy, Crander Q. Crander Q out.